Welcome back, everyone, to another warm and slightly chaotic episode of our psychology-flavored talk show. If you're new here, congratulations. You've officially found the most comfortable corner of the internet.
And today, oh man, today we've got a juicy one. A topic that people either laugh at, deny, or secretly understand way too well. So here's the hook, folks. It's pretty crazy the lengths men will go through for a beautiful woman.
And don't pretend you don't know what he means. We've all seen it. You've seen it, I've seen it, and the entire human evolutionary timeline has seen it.
Exactly. The simp impulse, the heroic instinct, the weird decision-making that suddenly goes from logical to, let's call it, romantically stupid.
But to be fair, it's not just stupidity. It's psychology, biology, culture, a full symphony. And what's funny is that it often happens unconsciously.
Yeah, and I don't really know what to add to this, but it's pretty crazy how men's brains are hardwired to attract beautiful women, whether that be through careers, physical appearance, humor, social status, etc. Guys all across the world have a deep primal instinct to make ourselves attractive to the opposite sex, and most of us don't even think twice about it, even though it may guide many, if not most, of our day-to-day decisions.
I love when you go into documentary mode. But he's right. We literally shape civilizations around attraction.
Think about it. Men are pretty simple creatures and don't need much to survive. We could probably all just be fine living in a 300-square-foot studio with a TV, PlayStation, and mattress. Yet we spend all of our time trying to make more money, become more successful, become more physically attractive, etc., all for the single purpose of attracting a mate.
And that's the funniest part. There are men who swear they don't care, and then they suddenly upgrade their entire life after a breakup. New haircut, gym, career grind, self-improvement arc, like a video game character unlocking the DLC pack called Please Notice Me.
Hey, breakups are the ultimate motivation pack. But okay, before we roast men too hard, let's look at the bigger picture. This is not a behavior limited to men seeking women.
Yes, human beings seek out beauty everywhere. It's our built-in addiction.
Right. Humans seek out beauty and revel in it, from sexual partners to art to landscapes to flowers. Humans are obsessed with beauty.
Even domesticated animals evolved to be cuter. Like, we literally selected wolves for thousands of years until they became small, fluffy creatures with big eyes who manipulate us emotionally.
The halo effect, pretty privilege, all very real because it's essentially survival.
But here's the kicker. The real bitch of it is when you realize inner beauty isn't as obvious and is often in the most unsuspecting people. And if only the world operated with empathy,
then humanity probably wouldn't even be here. Empathy is beautiful, but chaos is evolution's favorite tool.
You always sound like a philosopher who also owns a doomsday bunker.
I like to be prepared, but let's bring in some opposing views because this topic is spicy.
Go for it.
Some people say, I feel sorry for anyone that only seeks success to attract a mate. And honestly, same.
Absolutely, because then your entire identity becomes a performance, and performances get exhausting.
Which leads to another classic line is, exactly, live your life, people come into it and they go out of it, but you have to live your life.
Honestly, that should be printed on a mug or tattooed on someone's forearm.
But then someone in the comments always asks the most brutally honest question, what men are you talking about? I see absolutely no effort in most men around me to make themselves attractive to women.
I shouldn't laugh, but yeah, the contrast is real. Some men go extreme, others barely brush their hair.
Meanwhile, they think they deserve an attained woman, whatever that means.
The delusion is fascinating.
But then someone else says, maybe you're talking strictly about finance bros, but the majority of men walking the street in my state barely put effort in their looks or demeanor.
That comment feels like it came from someone looking out the window while writing it.
Probably did. But here's another good point too. Yeah, I'm grown. I don't just need a TV and PlayStation as I use neither. It's not even like I need anything fancy or more. That's just certainly not remotely what I'd choose.
It's so funny how defensive people get about the PlayStation thing.
The internet is undefeated. Someone else responds with, "Tell me you're chronically online without telling me you're chronically online."
Pure internet poetry. But one of my favorite takes is, I'm a woman and I don't need much more than that to feel comfortable. And as much as I do love beautiful men, that's not something I need either. When you find the right person, they become beautiful to you.
That one's actually wholesome. Beauty changes when your heart changes.
And then, of course, the final punchline the internet always drops is, this is extremely funny. Men won't even wash their asses, the dishes, or their mouths. Men don't shave their armpits, wear makeup, or style their hair. Men don't do anything for women. They just expect us to take them as they are.
Oof, that one hurt. But it's also not entirely wrong.
The lack of hygiene epidemic must be studied scientifically.
Look, in the end, our modern dating world is a mix of biology, insecurity, desire, ego, culture, memes, and a little chaos sprinkled on top.
And beauty, external or internal, still drives so many of our choices, even the ones we pretend are purely rational.
But stick with us because we're diving deeper into the psychology behind all of this in the next part.
And trust me, it gets even crazier. So let's dive even deeper. I want to explore why beauty has such a powerful effect on us. Not just men, not just women, but humans in general. It's like our brains are running an ancient operating system while our bodies are walking around in modern society.
Exactly. Our brains haven't updated their software in about 200,000 years. We're using prehistoric instincts to navigate TikTok and dating apps. It's like trying to run a spaceship with caveman emotions.
Which would actually explain a lot of today's chaos. But seriously, beauty. It influences trust, attention, opportunity, motivation, everything. When we see someone beautiful, our brain releases dopamine faster than when we find money on the street.
And this is the part people hate to admit. They want to think we are rational, objective creatures. But nope, a symmetrical face can completely overwrite logic.
And it's not only physical beauty. Even visual harmony in nature, paintings, places, it all triggers something ancient. That's why people travel thousands of miles to see a pretty mountain or a shiny building.
And why someone will write a whole poetic diary entry about a stranger they saw for 5 seconds at a train station. Humans are dramatic.
But let's go back to men specifically, because the internet loves arguing about that. Many women say they don't see men putting effort into attractiveness. And honestly, I get it. I've seen things.
Same. The bare minimum epidemic is real. You have dudes who won't moisturize, won't get a proper haircut, won't wear clothes that fit, but they want a goddess with angel genetics and billionaire ambition.
It's not bad to desire beauty. The problem is the imbalance between wanting and offering.
Exactly. But on the other side, we have men who go to extreme lengths to impress women. They change careers, change personalities, pick hobbies they don't even like just because they think it will attract someone.
And here's the big psychological truth. People often confuse self-improvement with self-polishing for someone else.
Yes, and then when the relationship ends, they feel empty because they weren't building themselves. They were building a version they thought would be desired.
That's why many people fall apart after a breakup. They didn't lose a partner, they lost the purpose they designed their lifestyle for.
And that's sad, because life shouldn't revolve around being chosen. You're supposed to choose yourself first.
But let's not pretend women don't play this game too. They absolutely do. Society teaches girls from childhood to make themselves presentable, pretty, likable.
And now in modern times, women are also chasing degrees, careers, financial independence, sometimes more than men do. It's become a whole new landscape.
And the funniest part is how both genders accuse each other of not trying hard enough.
Meanwhile, everyone is tired, anxious, overthinking, and confused.
Exactly, because the modern dating market is basically a psychological battlefield. You have algorithms, filters, unrealistic standards, and emotional exhaustion all mixed together.
Which leads to chronically online discussions. People think they understand gender dynamics because they read 12 comments on Reddit.
Oh yes, the keyboard anthropologists.
And they say things like, men won't even wash.
Well, some don't.
Fair. But the real issue here is that both men and women underestimate the depth of beauty psychology.
Right, they think it's shallow, but beauty is not shallow. It's instinctual. It's tied to survival, reproduction, stability. From evolution's perspective, beauty meant health, youth, good genes, safety.
And even today, your brain reacts the same way. You can tell yourself, I'm above this, but your brain goes, ooh, shiny.
That's why pretty privilege exists. Attractive people get better treatment. It's not fair, but it's real.
And before someone says that's superficial, remember that humans also beautify environments. We build cities with aesthetic design, we decorate homes, we pay for beautiful clothes.
We seek beauty even in pets. Dogs evolved to have bigger eyes and baby-like proportions just so humans feel protective towards them.
Cats did the same thing but with more manipulation.
That's why we still love them.
But the hardest truth is this. Inner beauty is invisible until you give someone a chance.
And most people judge instantly. We are not patient enough to wait and discover inner qualities.
Yet, once you truly connect with someone, their beauty transforms in your eyes. They become radiant, even if objectively they're average.
I love that phenomenon. It shows that emotional connection can rewrite perception.
Absolutely. But let's come back to men specifically working hard for women. Are they really doing it for women or for themselves?
Great question. A lot of men think they're improving for women, but what they're actually craving is validation. They want to feel worthy, powerful, desirable.
Beauty becomes a mirror. If a beautiful woman chooses them, they feel valuable.
It's like outsourcing self-esteem.
Exactly. And that's dangerous because it puts your emotional health in someone else's hands.
And the moment she leaves, fear sets in. Now who am I?
Right. That's why I agree with the comment you quoted earlier. I feel sorry for anyone that only seeks success to attract a mate, because then success becomes a costume, not a foundation.
And love built on costume collapses fast.
So here's a philosophical twist. Maybe the real journey isn't impressing others. It's understanding why we crave being impressive.
Oh, that's a line. Write that down, everybody.
But jokes aside, beauty is powerful because we gave it power. Society amplifies it. Media worships it. Advertising manipulates it.
And our brains respond like obedient little puppies.
Yet, behind every beautiful person, there's insecurity too.
True. Beauty creates pressure. People fear losing it, aging out of it, competing over it.
So no one wins fully. Men chase beauty, women maintain beauty, and everyone gets stressed in the process.
Unless we start valuing inner beauty more consciously.
Hard, but possible.
It requires slower thinking, empathy, patience. Qualities our modern world doesn't reward.
But imagine a dating world where empathy leads. People would choose partners for compatibility, kindness, humor, values.
Instead of abs, height, money, filters, angles, lighting.
That would be a healthier world.
And probably a less dramatic one.
Which, as we said, might not like, but society would.
And that brings us to the next part. The psychology of attraction, insecurity, effort, and how we can break out of this instinctual trap.
Trust me, you don't want to miss that.